Hello, my name is Marianna Sheldrake and I'm from Happy Glastonbury. I can't believe how quickly the last few weeks have gone, and I hope you have enjoyed our course on crystals to heal the healer. The third and final crystal we're using in this course is Moldavite, and Moldavite has come about in this course by no accident. It's the one that is the final biggie, if you like, for transformation. It's the one that holds all the other crystals we've used together, and it sort of gives the energy and the push we need now to finish this healing with this beautiful course we've been running. The crystals we put together were put together by no accident. They are years and years of trial and error, of talking to many healers and doing a lot of travelling, and coming to the conclusion that the three we have chosen, the selenite, the prehnite and the moldavite, are the very best ones to work on the self. When we have worked on our own energy, and believe me, it takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to do that, we come to a point when we have to reevaluate everything we've experienced. And so with Moldavite, it really is the one that gives us that last final big push, that big kick that says, come on, you can really do this. You know, you have the strength, you have the inner power to do this. And it makes us realise that we do have that empowerment within us. There's a lot of misconceptions about Moldavite, and many books will tell you the qualities and the properties of Moldavite and where it's come from. And sometimes when you cross-reference things, you will think, well, there's a lot of information out there, but I'm not quite sure really, is this a real stone, or is it a piece of glass, or what am I looking at here? So let me explain to you where Moldavite we believe came from. 14.8 million years ago, a comet or an asteroid, a big rock at any point, came through our Earth's atmosphere and struck a place in Stuttgart, Germany, where it had such a massive impact that poor Germany didn't get the actual Moldavite. What happened was it sort of melted and moulded with the sedimentary rock, and then it was strewn, because of the impact was so huge, all over Czechoslovakia. So lucky Czechoslovakia got all the beautiful Moldavite. As time's gone on, Moldavite's got more scarce and more rare. Less pieces are being found. And so they're digging deeper in the usual places that they've been finding it, and obviously expanding out to see if they can find more Moldavite, because it's going up in value and because obviously it's a crystal we want to keep. And we're digging down up to 15 metres to try and find Moldavite, and of course the deeper you go, the less you find, and the smaller the pieces. The majority of the pieces that are found are probably more this kind of size, and these are the ones that we tend to use when we're working with crystals for healing. Many pieces we find today now come in a faceted form. Of course, these take a larger piece of Moldavite to cut down to make faceted and to be polished and prepared. But the difference is you get that really high shine sparkle and the luminosity coming through. Now, in these pieces particularly, you can see the tiny little pockets and air bubbles that were formed in the creation of the Moldavite, and we believe it's been tested to have come from an extraterrestrial gas. The thing about wearing Moldavite on the skin is that if you want it to have lots of light and to be really sort of bright and shiny in a faceted piece, you really need the light to come behind a little bit. So in which case, the casing that the Moldavite is placed in, the faceted piece, needs to be slightly raised so the light comes behind. If it is just wrapped in silver, of course it will make it slightly darker when it's on the skin, and therefore it will make the Moldavite appear darker green, into like a blacky green. So really look at the piece when you're choosing something to see what it is you want out of your piece of jewellery. The qualities of Moldavite are enormous, and we could talk about them for hours. But the most important thing, and the reason we use Moldavite, is because it has this incredible energy of transformation. It does literally give you a kick up the backside and say, come on, let's sort this out. So you can feel it. It's one of the minerals that literally, out of probably all the minerals out there, most people can feel something from. So when we're working in our retail business and we're talking to people, they will say, well, I don't know if I can feel the energy of this crystal. I'm not too sure about aventurine or, chrysocolla or something. And then you give them Moldavite and it's like, whoa, something's happening. And some people are not too sure to start with, because it comes into their energy field and they're holding it, and they're sometimes a little bit scared, because it does have a feeling, it has an energy about it. And if it's the first time you've had a reaction to a crystal or a mineral, it can be a little bit frightening. And people go, oh, I'm really not sure what's going on here. I think I must give it to you back, you know. But I do notice that people come back later, maybe not the same day, but they'll come back maybe weeks later and say, do you know that there must be some reason that I could feel that mineral, so I'd really like to hold it again and maybe try and work with it. Maybe there's a message there for me. And generally there is a message there for you. So if suddenly you find yourself attracted to Moldavite, or if during this course you find in the beginning you're not quite too sure, so you're wary of it, but actually as you start working with it you feel more comfortable with it, it's doing its job, it's having a change on your energy field. Now you can use Moldavite on any of the chakras. Literally you could place it on any of the chakras to work with it. You could wear it as jewellery, you can carry it around with you. For this course, for Healing the Healer, we're placing it on the heart chakra. Now in the meditation we used it on the higher heart, and some people like to hold it on the lower heart chakra. But I think what you find is that as you progress and as you're working on this course, our energy changes, our energy shifts, and you'll find more confident of placing it on the heart chakra directly, or on either of the other two chakras when you're working, so you intuitively will know where you need it. Before the shift, the big shift we had as we went into the Aquarian age, so we've had 2,000 years of Piscean age, and then something shifted planetary and we went into this beautiful Aquarian age which we're all living in now. And then we went through the 2012 energy. What I have noticed is that more and more people are attracted to Moldavite. More and more women are coming in and asking to try Moldavite, which never happened 30 years ago. And the men are much more assertive about wanting a piece, and people are being more exploratory. They want to try it, whereas perhaps 30 years ago they didn't think of it as anything more than a strange piece of rock that fell from the sky. And I know things have been written about it for a long time, about it being the Holy Grail and this massive energy field that comes from it, that people travelled on pilgrimage to go and buy, you know, thousands of years ago. And that's all true, and you find it in artefacts, in jewellery, and all sorts of places, in goblets and things, adorning all these lovely pieces that people wanted to own and hold. But today we're finding it's probably because of the internet and because of the age we live in, the space age, it's much more accessible globally, so people can find a piece of Moldavite even if you live on the other side of the planet. And so people are now beginning to work with it more and more and more, and realising that it does create a change in your energy field. So what is this change? What is happening? Well, what it does is it allows your energy to expand. It opens you up. So by placing it on the heart chakra, we're finding that the heart chakra expands. Now, thinking back to what I've just said about the lower heart and the higher heart, and that probably 2,000 years ago we didn't even know about these things in the way we do today. We didn't have the information, we just had feelings. Now we know of the higher heart and the lower heart, and we know that the heart chakra is expanding in the Aquarian age. Our whole energy field is expanding. And so the heart chakra has now expanded into the higher and lower heart. And as you start to work with the crystals to heal the healer, you'll find your heart chakra expands so much that it encompasses the lower and the higher heart chakra. So our energy field is going to be bigger, and the working with Moldavite will work on all those energy centers. So we tend to place it in the middle, so it vibrates out and the frequency goes into all the heart chakra energy. But of course it does have an effect on all the energy centers of our body. The thing that I love about Moldavite is it somehow gives you the courage, the self-belief to go, if I can work with this mineral, if I can work with this crystal mineral that's come from outer space and it's come to me today, if I can work with this, then I can work with anything. So it gives you that self-belief, and it gives you that feeling that, you know, you are able to create change in your life. You are able to heal yourself. You're able to become strong, and you're able to become the person you've always wanted to be. We in our head we see ourselves one way. We see ourselves maybe as less confident, or maybe we see ourselves as extremely confident. We see ourselves as maybe weak or strong. We all have this inner little vision of ourselves, of who we are. But That's not who we are. That's who, through our patterning or through our upbringing or just through the way we've lived our lives, that's who we've become. But inside there is that little child, that little part of you, which is a spark of the divine, that says you are capable of enormous things. You're capable of anything, and you're capable of healing yourself. And that's the incredible thing about Moldavite. It wakes you up to go, I can do this, I can do this, I can be healed, I can have the life I want to have. And I'd love you all to try Moldavite. I'd love you all to become the very best diamond that you can be. And I'd love you to have a wonderful, happy, healthy life and enjoy your life to its utmost. We do hope you've enjoyed the material we've put together in this crystal course, Crystals for Healing the Healer. This was our opportunity to give something back to all those earth angels out there, using some of our most favourite crystals on the heart chakra here in Glastonbury, the heart chakra of the world. If you find yourself drawn here, do come and visit us. Stay in contact and join our discussion group on our Facebook page. If you'd like to further your knowledge with crystals, we offer a range of practical workshops. Keep an eye on our newsletter, on our Facebook page and on the website for upcoming dates. We look forward to seeing you again soon.